Only people born in the 1980s have seen Nightmare on Elm Street. Thanks for your submission. Facing the Crowd 112. Please remember to censor out any identifying details and that satire is only allowed on weekends. If this post is truly gatekeeping, upvote it. If it's not gatekeeping or if it breaks any other rules, downvote this comment and report the post so we can see it. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit /message/compose/ to /r/gatekeeping if you have any questions or concerns. Johnny Depp. It was Amber Heard that murdered him. I'm an 80s kid, and I don't remember diarrhea bed. 1 2. Freddy's coming for you. 3 4. Better lock your door. 5 6. Grab your crucifix. 7 8. Better stay up late. 9 10. Never sleep again. A character played by Johnny Depp, born 86. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Actually, they would be born on the late 60s to be teens in the 80s. Well, technically anyone born between January 2nd, 1960 and December 31st, 1976 was a teen in the 1980s. That said, anyone born between January 1st, 1967 and January 1st, 1970 would have been teens entirely in the 1980s. So, in keeping with true gatekeeping spirit, your comment is spot on. Only people who were born in 1967, 1968, or 1969 can truly be 80s teens and understand the reference. Exactly, because once a movie has finished its initial theatrical release, it can never be seen again. Totally ignoring the gatekeeping. What a rad scene. Fun fact for when you watch it again. The entire room is upside down and the water is just being poured from the roof. That's how they got the exploding blood effect to look so rad. They let gravity do the hard work. Sometimes the simplest special effects are the best ones. Special effects are so fun to learn about. That sound is must have set up some cool instrument to generate it. Nah, we threw a wet steak at an old car door. There's something about practical effects. There's just a level of charm with them unachievable with CGI. Not knocking on CGI. When that speep's done well, it looks amazing. I hear you. Of course they can do impossible things with CGI, but it's nice to use ingenuity where possible. My childhood innocence died on that bed. What the fbeep were my parents thinking letting me watch that speep? What movie? Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a scene where Johnny Depp dies. I think it was his first movie part irk. This is not gatekeeping. It doesn't try to exclude anyone. You change the meaning with your title. Sadly, most posts are like this now. Yeah, it's getting really old. Yeah, not gatekeeping. I was born in 1990, but I spent my teen years being extremely horny for Johnny Depp, so I know ha ha ha. I am currently spending my teenage years being extremely horny for Johnny Depp. Unity and thirst, I guess. Quite the opposite. Notice the difference between you can't be born in the 80s and not know this versus if you know this, you were born in the 80s. It's like saying if you live in China you speak Chinese versus you can't live in China if you don't speak Chinese. Nothing to do with gatekeeping, but I watched that movie last year with my wife in a Halloween movie marathon and thought it was pretty cool. Then the ending happened and I realized why Gen X is ashamed of the 80s. Like gag me with a spoon. Like the 80s were, you know, totally awesome. Winking at you with a metallic purple eyeshadowed eye. I put on my Duran Duran Simon Le Bon hat from Hungry Like the Wolf over my dyed black asymmetrical hair. Pull my Metallica t-shirt down over my ripped jeans. And give you a wave goodbye with my Madonna virginity bracelets and fingerless lace gloves on full display. 10 years of therapy down the drain in an instant. Speep, I was born in 1990. I guess I'll never know. A premonition for his marriage. I haven't even seen the movie, but even I know what movie this was from. Never noticed. Looks like a dark Brotherhood hand symbol on the wall to the left. What is the music of life? The lute? No, drums. You are not worthy. I am plenty old enough but had no idea what this was about, because I didn't like horror movies. I was born in 1990. Johnny Depp died on that bed. Same. Not like every 80s horror film from the slasher golden age has been released and re-released about 40 times since they were first released. Fun story. My dad video recorded this over my Fireman Sam VHS as a child. So I popped in Fireman Sam and was stunned to watch that scene, thinking it was a live-action version of Fireman Sam. I still haven't watched this film. Johnny Depp. Also, there's a Johnny Depp-shaped hole in the bed, so you don't even have to have seen the movie. NGL. When I was 9, I thought this what girls' periods looked like. I was a weird kid. If you were a teen in the 80s, you cannot have been born in the 80s. As a lifelong horror fan, I can vouch for how bad horror fans are for this speep. One of the worst communities to get into when you're young and haven't watched every single horror movie. I was gonna say Kurt Cobain. But this isn't gatekeeping? Yeah, it isn't saying anything about other people not knowing it. Without context, the meme looks terrifying. For a second I thought it looked familiar, and then I realized I was thinking of Tub Girl. That PG Rush poster though. Johnny Depp? Amber got M. I mean, I was born in 90s and haven't seen it. Checks out. I was too young at the time, so I asked NY father what happened to the guy. He told me the guy got a haircut. Now I know my father was probably tired of my stupid questions. It was clearly Kurt Cobain. 90s baby here, but I damn well know who died on that bed. Oh, Johnny Depp. I was born in the 80s, 1984, and didn't recognize this. I ceased to exist thereafter. It was Johnny Depp. Now I'm an 80s teen. Now I can buy alcohol. What are they gatekeeping now? Stopping you from becoming an 80s teen? I'm 17 and have seen the movie. Am I a time traveler? I saw that movie literally yesterday on the TV. Except I watched 5 minutes of it because it was 5 a.m. and I didn't sleep. Look at that black hand atop the bed. The Dark Brotherhood was behind it. Wait, I know you. Not Johnny Depp. Hi. 17 years old and lifelong horror fan here. It's Johnny Depp. Nightmare on Elm Street isn't obscure. It's Johnny Depp and I was born in 91. And then Amber Heard goes and poops on his next bed. Talk about speep luck. I was born in 1995. Saw this movie, but just didn't remember what the feep this was referencing. That was the first movie that kept me awake at night. I'm a 19-year-old 80s teen then. What the feep am I looking at? CF Oofment. Well yeah, all copies of it were destroyed on January 1st, 1990. Same as any other media. Kurt Cobain obviously. Everyone from Mortal Kombat to Dead by Daylight fans know that scene. Or even people that watch Dead Meat. I'm born on the 90s and this actually applies to me lol. WTF is happening here? You know, I always thought Freddie would have a harder time now since many people get less sleep than ever and many high schoolers pull all-nighters like a norm. I watched it in the 80s, but I was preteen. P. Ironically, I'm a teen who doesn't know who died there. Actually, I don't know because Nightmare on Elm Street creeps me out and I've never seen it. Anyone else afraid of sleeping in a bed that's too soft because of this scene? R.I.P. Kurt Cobain. Well, the post isn't suggesting that at all actually. Op. Read it again, understand it and settle down. Sounds like you're the one who needs to settle down, mate. Gatekeeping aside, this is an accurate depiction of Amber Heard speeping in Johnny Depp's bed. Allegedly. Yeah. And now you're old. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time in my life just 2 years ago. Can't believe it's already 1986. Where have the years gone? I can't even remember watching it for the first time, but they never get old. Ah yes, because the movie disappeared into the void right after New Year's. Okay, but like, 80s teens are 54 now. Wait, I can watch movies from before I was born. Oh my god. Suddenly that Netflix subscription seems more worthwhile. Hey op, how's your maths? Can we gatekeep that at least? Clue is in teen. I know it's Johnny Depp and I wasn't born until the 90s, and I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I am an 80s baby but grew up with an 80s teen and funnily enough is the reason I saw Annos in the first place lol. Or you weren't an 80s teen and you saw the movie. It's not gatekeeping. It doesn't say only 80s kids get this, it's saying if you are an 80s kid you will definitely get it. It doesn't say no one else will.